And this is why energy was on the top of the informal UKOS agenda. This is the second energy crisis within 4 years. And the lesson should be very clear. Our overdependency on imported fossil fuels makes us vulnerable.
The global political landscape is shifting in ways that feel both familiar and deeply uncertain, as tensions, alliances, and ambitions continue to reshape the balance of power across continents. In recent days, a series of developments have captured international attention, revealing just how interconnected and fragile the current geopolitical environment has become. From diplomatic maneuvering to economic recalibration, leaders across the world are making moves that could define the next decade and possibly beyond. In Washington, policymakers are navigating a complex web of domestic pressure and international responsibility. The administration is facing increasing scrutiny over its foreign policy priorities, particularly as multiple global hotspots demand attention simultaneously. While efforts to maintain stability remain at the forefront, critics argue that strategic clarity is lacking and that ambiguity could lead to unintended consequences. At the same time, officials insist that flexibility is necessary in a world where alliances are evolving and traditional power structures are being challenged. Across the Atlantic, European leaders are dealing with their own set of challenges as internal divisions test the unity of the bloc. Economic concerns, energy security, and defense coordination are all pressing issues that require careful balancing. Some nations are pushing for stronger collective action, while others remain cautious, prioritizing national interests over broader commitments. This tension has sparked debate about the future direction of the region and whether it can maintain a cohesive strategy in an increasingly competitive global environment. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, the situation remains tense and unpredictable. Diplomatic channels are active, but progress is slow, and trust between key players remains fragile. Recent developments have raised concerns about the potential for escalation as rhetoric intensifies and military posturing becomes more visible. Analysts warn that even a small miscalculation could trigger a wider conflict, drawing in regional and global powers alike. Despite these risks, there are ongoing efforts behind the scenes to de-escalate tensions and find common ground, though success is far from guaranteed. In Asia, strategic competition continues to shape regional dynamics, with major powers asserting their influence through economic initiatives, military presence, and diplomatic outreach. The balance of power in the region is constantly shifting as countries navigate complex relationships and seek to secure their interests without provoking confrontation. Trade agreements, technological development, and security partnerships are all part of this broader contest, highlighting the multifaceted nature of modern geopolitics. At the same time, global economic uncertainty is adding another layer of complexity to the political landscape. Inflation, supply chain disruptions, and shifting market conditions are affecting nations at every level of development. Governments are under pressure to deliver stability and growth, while also addressing social concerns and maintaining public confidence. This has led to a range of policy responses, from fiscal adjustments to structural reforms, each with its own set of risks and potential outcomes. As these developments unfold, public opinion is playing an increasingly important role in shaping political decisions. Citizens are more connected and informed than ever before, and their expectations are influencing how leaders approach both domestic and international issues. This dynamic is particularly evident in democratic societies, where elections and public discourse can quickly shift the direction of policy. However, even in more centralized systems, leaders are aware of the need to maintain legitimacy and manage perceptions. Amid all of this, the role of technology cannot be overlooked. Digital platforms are transforming how information is shared and consumed, creating both opportunities and challenges for governments and societies. On one hand, they enable greater transparency and engagement, allowing people to stay informed and participate in discussions about important issues. On the other hand, they also contribute to the spread of misinformation and polarization, complicating efforts to build consensus and make informed decisions. In the context of international relations, technology is also becoming a key factor in strategic competition. Cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and data governance are now central to national security considerations as countries seek to protect their systems and gain an advantage over rivals. This has led to increased investment and innovation, but also heightened tensions as the boundaries between competition and conflict become less clear. Back on the diplomatic front, there are signs of both cooperation and rivalry, depending on the issue at hand. Climate change, for example, continues to bring countries together despite broader disagreements. There is a shared recognition that addressing environmental challenges requires collective action, and this has led to ongoing negotiations and commitments. However, translating these agreements into meaningful progress remains a significant challenge, particularly as economic and political priorities vary from one nation to another. Trade relations are another area where cooperation and competition intersect. While globalization has created opportunities for growth and development, it has also led to disputes over fairness, access, and regulation. Recent developments suggest a shift towards more cautious and strategic approaches, with countries reassessing their dependencies and seeking to strengthen domestic capabilities. This trend has implications for the global economy, as it could reshape supply chains and alter patterns of trade. In regions affected by conflict, humanitarian concerns remain a critical issue. Displacement, food insecurity, and access to basic services are ongoing challenges that require urgent attention. International organizations and aid agencies are working to provide support, but resources are often limited and the scale of the need continues to grow. This highlights the importance of not only addressing immediate crises, but also finding long-term solutions that promote stability and resilience. As we continue to follow these stories, it becomes clear that the world is at a crossroads, with decisions being made today that will have lasting consequences. The interplay between politics, economics, and society is more evident than ever, and understanding these connections is essential for making sense of current events. If you want to stay updated with clear and engaging analysis like this, make sure to subscribe this channel because these conversations are only going to become more important in the days ahead. Looking ahead, the key question is how leaders will navigate this complex environment. Will they prioritize cooperation and seek common ground, or will competition and division take precedence? The answer will likely vary depending on the context, but the choices made will shape not only national outcomes, but also the global order as a whole. One thing is certain: the pace of change is not slowing down. New challenges will emerge and existing ones will evolve, requiring constant adaptation and strategic thinking. For policymakers, this means staying informed, being flexible, and maintaining a clear sense of priorities. For the public, it means staying engaged, asking questions, and holding leaders accountable. In conclusion, the current moment is defined by uncertainty, complexity, and opportunity. While the risks are significant, there is also potential for progress if the right decisions are made. By paying attention to the details and understanding the broader context, we can better navigate this rapidly changing world and contribute to shaping its future.